I think that she has a great opportunity here. One, to strengthen joint leadership within APEX with the United States, but also South Korea and other countries that have shared national interests. And here, I think there's a perfect opportunity to advocate for bringing India into APEC. Remember, India is not part of APEC, and the Japan-India relationship is significantly deepening, as well as the U.S.-India relationship. So I think she has a position to chart out an independent course, bring in that strong relationship with India, work with the United States to start, crafting and rethinking APEC's role within global economic development. I do think that she should commit to the principles of APEC, but also the principles of reforming APEC and its efforts to deregulate and find common regulatory approaches to economic issues within the region. And it needs to be done with countries that have shared national interests. The reality is that the global trade chaos that's taking place right now really is associated with the U.S.-China strategic competition. They're decoupling or selectively diversifying away from each other, and this is creating huge shocks to the post-World War II or the post-Cold War II trade and economic system. And there's a real need for Takaichi to say that, yeah, we need to reboot APEC, reboot the global economic system. Japan has a place here. How can we work within APEC and work with our long-standing partners to do this? And I think bringing in India may be an important aspect of that because it is now the fifth largest economy on the planet.
Yeah, so do you think that it's a safe bet that she's going to, again, sort of side with this idea of a deeper U.S.-Japan alliance and continue to sound hawkish when it comes to China? Because at least on the campaign trail, she sounded like a major China hawk, talking about these Chinese immigration as a potential some sort of a basis for influence operations. I mean, that's something that caught my attention. Is she, or was she just playing to this anti-immigration sentiment that was playing out in Japan?
A bit of both. I think that there's real concern about the influx of Chinese money and Chinese influence into Japan and how it shaped politics and it shaped the decision makers and shaped how businesses are supporting or not supporting political parties. But at the same time, she has to be realistic about the relationship with China. China is Japan's first or second largest business partner. I think last year or the year before was $380 billion of bilateral trade. That's by and large equal. And the Japanese Business Federation wants to continue to engage with the Chinese market while at the same time pivoting to Southeast Asia and India. So she's going to go to APEC. She's going to double down on the U.S. relationship for sure. And she's going to double down on those reliable relationships like the Australia partnership, the Canadian partnership, the EU, not the EU partnership, partnership perhaps with Southeast Asia, while at the same time speak about a constructive and open and engaging policy towards China in the context of a free and open Indo-Pacific. That means following rules, not using force as a way to change the status quo, and focusing on the key elements of economic stability within the region, which is open economies, shared understanding of rules, and a commitment to open and free economies. And I think that's going to be our message, but it's going to be done by working with like-minded partners.
Stephen, I want you to talk to us. You're a political scientist, right? So I'm very curious. I want you to talk to us about diplomacy. In the age of Trump, obviously, diplomacy has become extremely personal, depends on leaders and their relationships. 27th, when President Trump comes to Tokyo and they meet, how is that going to go? Do you think they're going to get along? Because we know what Trump's like, right? Takaichi Sanai likes to think of herself as Maggie Thatcher, the Iron Lady. We know her backstory as well. Heavy metal drummer like Def Leppard, was a biker, and when she was at Kobe University, she was actually what are known as companions, or sort of modern-day geisha. So very colorful, very idiosyncratic, not the usual or typical profile for LDP stalwarts there. What do you think the relationship is going to be like?
Mr. Trump is unpredictable. I could see him saying many, many, many different things. As we all know, he has the ability to say almost anything. But I think he's going to come to Japan. He's going to say that, look, they have this new leader. She comes from a hardworking family. She comes from a very middle-class family in an area called Nara. In Japan, she paid her way through university, and she's fought herself to the top in a man's world to become the leader of Japan. And I think that that will probably be the message that Mr. Trump puts out there, and that he will probably be slightly inclined to her because he had such a strong relationship with the late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. That being
Ah.
said, I think her comments about where the U.S.-Japan alliance is going to go, how much Japan's willing to help lead and take on a burden within the region, will play very well to Mr. Trump and his audience back home. And as a result, I think that there will be a good meeting, but it will be a meeting amongst other meetings in the coming months and years to strengthen the bilateral relationship.
Yeah, what are you hearing, Stephen? Is there likely to be anything substantive coming out of that October 27th meeting and summit? Because folks some people are talking about not a Mar-a-Lago Accord, but potentially a Tokyo Accord, which would result in a stronger dollar and a softer, weaker dollar and a stronger yen.
So there is some talk about resetting the economic relationship, and yeah, you're right. A stronger yen and a weaker dollar. There's talk about in terms of President Trump visiting the late Prime Minister Abe's memorial to show respect and demonstrate their enduring shared understanding of the strategic perspectives within the region. They will be talking about the alliance and where the alliance is headed and how they can work together. And I think that they will be talking about, again, technology, the place of Taiwan within the regional relations, and how to push back against what they would mutually understand as the challenges of authoritarian expansionism within the region. I think the September 3rd parade in Beijing was an eye-opener for Mr. Trump, and a realization that they need strong partners like Japan to ensure that the region remains open to trade, open to engagement, and peaceful. And I think that he's going to come here to Tokyo with that mindset.